Hi. So this is the continuation of my last video. I wanted to talk about the physical casing. Physical casing is mm, where a soul lives. I'm not talking to you. A soul is talking to another soul. Though we need some kind of a case to live in, and our physical body is the case. What decides our case is our cell. This is the cell, and this is the nucleus. Nucleus has 23 pairs of chromosomes. One of it contributed from a father's side, the other from the mother's side. So if you count them, there are 23 pairs, and each pair, if you put it under high resolution microscope, this portion looks like this, the chromatids, and each chromatid would have nucleoids. There are 3 billion nucleoids, and each nucleoid is actually an instruction. It is the memory. It is the memory that lets a child know when he's born that he's a part of the human group. He doesn't think that he's a dog or a cat or an ant or a bird. A child when born comes with so much of basic knowledge, and this is the memory that he gets from millions of years, and only 5 to 8% of it is something that we humans use. Now this memory dates back from the time that we as humans were still trying to make our place on earth, and we learned so many things to adjust to our surroundings and emerge supreme. We knew that we will not be able to combat wild animals, so we made a separate place for ourselves where wild animals will not be a part of our ecosystem. And then we grew upon, we made things grow. So similar instructions are there that help us survive. So these are, let's just say like this, and there are several nucleoids of different three colors, and they are instructions, they are memories. All right, but the cells that we have in our bodies, they only decide the physical casing. The one side of the chromosome will decide if about one way we could look, the other side would decide another way we could look. So our mother's side would have blue eyes and father's black or whatever. It's just an example. So uh, a recessive, whichever would be recessive allele instruction, recessive instruction would take a back seat. So the cells in our body that we study in our biology textbooks, they just decide about our physical casing, how we are going to look, how our casing would be. And the irony is that we all get so stuck in our physical casings only that we don't pay much attention to the data that's fed in. All right. Okay, let's say this is us. Can you even see? Because it's so, let me just make our, this is our casing. This casing, this is us. Okay, the meditative pose. All right, so this is the physical casing. Even though we look like this, our physical casing looks like this, but for ease I have made this case look like this, just like a mobile, a cell phone, iPhone, Nokia, etc., etc. So this is what it is. But it's just not the physical mobile that makes your mobile so important. It's the data that's fed in it. It's the features that they have. So all those features and physical casings are the cells that are deciding about the phenotype, the genotype. But actual working, actual ease of working is the soul. Now, all this data that is stored in our casings, when this casing ages or fails due to some accident, this data it moves out and gets into a cloud, just like Google Cloud. We know it as Akashic Record. Due to different permutations and combination, then this particular data get gets transferred in a small casing, which eventually grows bigger. And according to the karmas, which could be seen as the data pack, according to the karmas of the last soul, a certain data pack is selected. Accordingly, a person is born with a particular specific planetary position, and those planetary positions affect a single entity, all entities differently. So it's not a uniform civil code kind of a thing that all people with a will be affected by the planetary positions in the stars. They are all get affected differently. Right. So this pranic energy that enters our body in form of uh, the light, whether we see it or not, it gets interpreted in different ways. So this is our body full of cells. These cells are moving continuously, all resembling a magnet because it has developed electromagnetism. And so the light that enters, which is just an amalgamation of tailor cut, customized, customized light, it it congregates in around our cell in form of vitons, the smallest ever particles. So it's that particular thing that affects our cells to behave in a certain way. So if these cells are around this chakra, that's the survival chakra, the lowermost chakra, it'll keep telling the cells around these places, okay, let's do this, let's do that, let's do that. And if it is surrounding the cells of the swadhisthana chakra, let's let's reproduce, let's create more and more of our kind of entity. If there are cells around the solar plexus, okay, let's achieve this, let's annex this particular thing, let's become more powerful. And if it is rotating anti-clockwise, of course, all bad things. There's no point surviving. Then here, I don't want to be with anybody. Ambition. I don't want to have any ambition. So if it is surrounding this particular portion, let's help everyone who comes in our contact. Okay? If it is this chakra, let's have clarity in our communication, the way we express. Let's use this knowledge that we have. Let's connect with this supreme. All right. So, supreme as I see it, this is a completely subjective thing. Is it written anywhere? No, obviously not. So, let me talk about how I see the supreme. It's the customer care office that designates your kind of a karma soul to the befitting physical case, your soul, just like your mobile number will have some kind of a number, a docket number, 982 dash 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 dash, a 10 digit, millionth million digit number, and that's how it's decided. All right. So basically, what a person, an evolved person, usually what they do, they close this particular portion through many asanas and through practice, because once they get energized, it pushes you to do certain things because of the batons that are propelling you to do a certain thing. They try and energize this particular portion. So what's the point? Even if you have make many babies, 100 babies, even if you make if you perfect the art of survival, even if you have a lot of ambition, what's wrong in that? You get bound to earth. You get bound to earth. So when your soul reaches the Google cloud kind of a thing, that's akashic record, or the main office, head office of all souls, they send you back because you are just good for earth. My subjective view, I'm sharing it with you. So if they decide that this particular soul is all green, blue, violet, so they'll assign you to a higher zone, higher plane. And this is exactly the kind of proofs that we get from the texts that we find written by our ancestors who existed uh, thousands of years ago, and they were more evolved. So this is where I end this video, at least for today. I'll refine it, and you refine it, and you create videos which people stumble upon and they get clearer about views, about things, and work on closing these or not concentrating, focusing too much on these chakras or glands. Let these vitons um, completely fall flat. They let them not convince you to get bound to earth. Let Vitons be more active here on the higher zones. Or if you love this planet, let these things get activated. Yeah, bye.